Welcome to this week's episode of ExpandAbilities Meets. Man, it is so good to be back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Robert.
Well, it feels good. It's been a little while. It's been a little bit, but we are back, ready to go, ready to talk about what comes next, and we're happy to have you guys back for this. So, this episode is going to be it's deep. It's rough.
Yeah,
Reasoning, which we kind of explained briefly in the last one, was Uh, we are going to cover suicidal ideation. But before that, there have been some changes, right? There have been some changes that have happened with expandabilities recently.
yeah. Some positive changes, hopefully.
Definitely positive changes. So, with that being said, our positive changes have been that we have moved away slightly from the certification aspect, but we are still focusing on mental health, obviously, because we are still doing this podcast. We want to make it a bigger thing. We want athletes and coaches to be more aware of what they see in these types of environments, things like that. So that's something we really want to hone our focus in right now. And so that's where we are. We're focusing more on a football approach, as Rob and I both have big backgrounds with football specifically. So we want to just grow in that sector, and we're also starting a media kind of platform as well called Trench Talk, which focuses on exposure of athletes and trying to get them noticed and working with colleges and that type of front. So we believe everything kind of moving forward is going to be a really good and positive avenue, not just for us, but the individuals we work with as well. So really looking forward to that. Rob, I
Right.
hope you're excited for it.
Yeah, although we are not really focusing on, for me, I'm not really focusing on football totally because I don't want to leave anyone out,
I agree.
regardless,
I agree.
regardless of the athlete they are, whether they're volleyball, swimming, golf, whatever the sport is. Wrestling, of course, as you see my wrestling background, it's wrestling for me. For me, wrestling is a long season. For Alex, wrestling is 2 weeks long.
The wrestling for no. My wrestling season's like 6 weeks, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it's different here.
Yeah.
Because you're in Illinois, man. So Illinois is like 6 months long. Ours is like November, December, done. It's pretty solid.
Yep. Yep. Well, it's not
But
bad. You'll be able to get through the season and get out of the season.
exactly.
However,
Hopefully with no
however,
injuries.
through that, whether it's 6 weeks or 6 months, we have athletes that face challenges.
Absolutely. And so that's something that I feel like our listeners can take away from expandabilities meets is like it's not like even though the company is more so football focused as of right now, the content that we create right here can be utilized across all different platforms, right?
Right.
So take with that as you will. That's exactly what we want to try to do for you guys is be able to have these tough conversations and eventually welcome you onto Expandabilities Meet so we could talk about it with you, which that's going to be something really cool that we'll be starting soon, hopefully. But
Right.
to dive right into it, this is Expandabilities Meets. We are excited to be here with you guys, and right now we're facing a interesting time because we're facing the time right now where the seasonal depression is starting to hit. I don't know about you, but it's snowing a lot here. So everyone's kind
Yeah.
of forced to stay inside. It's not even the fun type of snow. It's like the slush. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Yes. I mean, we're getting a little touch of it, a little because we're a little bit further south than you. Um, However, we are getting a touch of the snow, but definitely the cold weather has hit, and it's freezing outside. It's cold.
Oh yeah. It's weird because it was just like 65 degrees outside the other day.
Yesterday,
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
61.
yesterday.
Not
Just
the other day. Yesterday.
technically it was an other day. But yeah, I mean, with seasonal depression, though, you're seeing a lot more individuals kind of stay in their houses. Now, how can that relate to suicidal ideation? You already have individuals, especially in the younger ages, that are just always in their homes, always in
Yeah.
their homes, and they're playing video games. I'm a teacher now, for those of you that didn't know. Special education teacher at a high school, which I love. It's awesome. but I interact with a ton of different students every day. Rob in his role interacts with tons of different students every day.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you've seen, but I don't know if you have students like this, but I have some students that are on their phones for like 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Yes.
that?
Yes. I've seen that, and it's definitely challenging in the classroom. However, what they have implemented here in Bloomington Normal, especially in Bloomington, there's no cell phones allowed in the classroom.
Really? So
And yeah,
how does that work? Do they actually go along with it? What do they do?
but surprisingly, it's not hasn't been too much of a challenge. Beginning of the school day, they put them in their lockers or put them in their book bags, and they can have them between classes. But once class time begins, cell phones are off. Plus, at Bloomington, the Wi-Fi is horrible, so you really can't
Oh
get
yeah.
out.
It's not good here
And,
either.
yeah, and they lock it, so there's no need to have the phone out because you can't get out of the school. Can't get signal out of the school anymore. So it hasn't been a challenge.
Well, here they can have it out pretty much whenever, even though there are rules, but do they care? Not really.
Not so much.
It
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks because it really impacts obviously their education, but it impacts their mental health because their face is just so centered in all this technology where it's like it doesn't end well, right? Because it's
Right.
almost like you take their phone away and there's like withdrawals. It's interesting. Um, but how does this relate to suicidal ideation? I mean,
Well,
the biggest thing that comes to my mind is just, and there's movies about it, cyberbullying, because social media, I told you like a while ago that I deleted all my social media,
yeah.
and it was the best decision I've ever made to this day. I think deleting it, you steer clear of the gossip, you steer clear of all the drama and everything like that, and you just focus on life. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but it's been a whirlwind, and it's been just great because it's like you really start to focus on the small things that life has to offer instead of
Yeah.
just scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or all that type of stuff where it's like it brings you down because everyone thinks they have to have this type of image. You know what I'm talking
Right.
about?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Um, now I feel a little differently because when we are on a platform that is going to require social media to really get the
Yeah,
word out from us. Uh, so, which is why I have somewhat of a platform.
but you could
However,
run it for us.
sure, sure, not a problem. But for you and for me, our football seasons just ended. Basketball is beginning. Well, it's just ended. Uh,
Volleyball,
volleyball, volleyball, high school. I
basketball
think
starting, you said.
but but anyway,
Soccer.
what I was getting at. So football season's just ended, and a lot of students, has have been hiding behind the helmet, hiding behind the jersey in the locker rooms. They're in a environment where where they're with their friends or whomever it may be with. But now that segment has left them, because of course football, we have 50, 60, 70 kids on the roster
Sometimes more. Yeah.
or more. Yeah. So, those 50, 60, 70 kids aren't going into another sport. They're not going into basketball. They're not going into wrestling. All right. So what do they do now? How do they hide some of the frustration that may be dealing with? So this is where, even before while the season's going on, but definitely now, teachers, parents, coaches, friends, we have to start recognizing some of these suicide ideations that young people are going through.
Well, yeah, and I've always promoted athletics and extracurricular activities, especially in I know we are just talking about phone use, but if you're busy doing something else, it'll take you away from doing things that might be a negative influence for you. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
if I've always said if someone just does school or if someone just does their job and nothing else to supplement their life, odds, the rates for depressive symptoms, the rates for more, I guess, more anxiety because you're more focused on that one thing where
Yeah,
you need something to distract yourself, you know. That's distress tolerance. Distress tolerance is distracting yourself from these types of emotional situations. And I'm not saying like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm saying like there's more to life. There's more to life. You don't have to just go to your job. You don't just have to go to school. You know, add something in your life that makes you happy, like a hobby, things like that. Because when you think of the suicidal ideations, it's and this like what to look out for now is are people saying thank you? Are people saying uh, are they giving things away? Are they um, what are some other signs that you've seen?
sure. Well, some of the signs is that silent killer. They just become quiet. They come isolate themselves from their friends. As you said, yes, give away. They start to give away items. However, they start to maybe talk in past tense. Um, when you hear some of those items, just look out for red flags.
Yeah, and sometimes, well, they don't want to ask for help. Like there's quote unquote calls for help. That's nonverbal. You know, like they like what we just talked about, like giving away items. You know, like just disconnecting from reality,
Yeah,
where it's like they just if they sit in the corner by themselves,
right. Well,
if
it's
they're
definitely important. It's definitely important for them to have a trusted adult uh, in the corner, someone that they can go to, regardless of the time of day, regardless of whether you're traveling back from uh, Philadelphia. The next thing you know, you get a call. Hey, Mr. Harris, this is going on. And guess what you have to do? For me, I have to give that person the time, regardless of whatever I'm going through, whatever conversation I may be having. If a student's calling me at abnormal time and I can hear in their voice that something is really, really bothering them, no, they have my attention. And because I don't want to be the last person that they speak with or could have spoken with
yeah, and they're not they're
before
not
something
going
else
they're not
happened.
going to reach out to you. You have to reach out to them.
Yeah,
And that's kind of so I think I told you, but tell everyone else. Um, one of my close family friends, he recently passed away a couple weeks ago, and he took his own life.
yeah,
And it was I mean, it was unexpected, but it was also expected. I know it sounds confusing, but he was going through a hard time for years.
yeah,
And after constant times of reaching out by several different individuals close to him, I guess he just decided that it was it, you know.
yeah,
And it's sad because he had two children, has two children. Obviously, family that care about him. Where there's some things that didn't go his way, absolutely, but that's kind of how life works, right?
yeah.
Um, and I think what was really cryptic for me hearing was that he was sending thank you texts, like thank you for being the great friend that you are, just out of the blue, you know. And it's just like
Yeah.
it makes you feel like I I could have done more, like we could have done more, someone else could have done more.
Well,
And
sometimes, I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
no, I'm just thinking like the people who are going through these types of challenges don't think of the impact it will have on the people who love them. And that just,
Right.
then you're just stuck in your mind thinking like, what could I have done? You know what I mean?
You see this stuff.
As you're getting kisses by the one you love.
this this is Hazel. Say hi, Hazel. She wants a treat.
Of
She wants
course.
a treat. Um,
She wants a slice of cheese.
you, you know, some well, I can only speak from my experience. Sometimes, I can think back some students, they joke around with this topic. And there's they're letting us know, hey, I'm going through something. I need help. I want to. I need someone to talk with. So whenever I hear those, those joking comments, I don't. I mean, I respond. Hey, yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Guess what? We need you here. We love you here. I really go back and let them know that hey, someone is here for you and here to work with you to get through whatever challenges you're having. Now, can you do it all? No, I can't do it all either. But just make sure that we're there to work with them
It's like a
in
team.
any capacity that we can. We make sure that we're part of that team to help them.
And again, that's why I promote athletics because athletics gives you that community where I feel like individuals who are going through something like this often feel like they don't have a community. No one supports them. I just dealt with a student this past week who says that she feels like she can't do anything. There's no way in coming back. Grades aren't doing well. Personal life isn't really doing great either. And she just say, I'm just gonna fail.
And screw it, she's done, right?
Exactly. It really makes you think like what comes from this? And I mentioned, I said, we are team you. Like we are with you, your family, me, as everyone else here, consider this your escape from everything outside of school.
Right? But how often do they hear that? And then when that time comes,
I
and
don't
that
know.
person that they reach out to is unavailable,
I don't know. Or
not
sometimes
them.
like
Then
if the person that they reach out to is unavailable,
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
they
you
feel
know,
not heard or seen.
they feel exactly, exactly. They feel everything that person is giving them is just word salad.
Yeah. But I mean like my inner recreational therapist, like at when I think of, you know, being that, I think of, well, I want someone to find what they love to do and make a life out of it. And that's exactly what rec therapy is like what gives your life purpose? What can you do to give your life meaning? It's not so much like these other therapies where it's like, hey, we're not just going to talk about it. We're not just going to try to learn a skill all over again, but we're going to take your
What are we going to
interests.
do? Yeah,
Exactly. We're going to take your interests and your need. We're going to mash it and we're going to turn it into something that gives your life meaning. And so that's the approach I take even as a teacher. It's like, hey, what can we do to figure out what's going to make you happy? And some people just give up right away. And it's just like, no, no, no. And I like the challenge. It's like, okay, I'm interested. Like let's figure like this is like an investigation. Let's try to find out together what this is going to be.
right.
Do you I have a student who was bullied and seems kind of down, depressed, right? But every single time I see him, he's drawing an incredible drawing. It's like I don't know about you, but I'm not artistic at all. I'm like a stick
Yeah,
figure type of guy, and
sure.
like that's it. I
Yeah,
can't draw anything. But this guy, I'm just blown away. And it's just like that's what relaxes him. When everyone else is on their phones and scrolling through social media, I mean, he's just drawing in his free time. And he'll always do what's being asked. He'll follow the task, things like that. I even asked him, I said, hey, like, because I knew it would make him smile. Um, I said, hey, you want to draw me one? Like, I'm moving into a new house next month, right? So I said, hey, you want to draw me a picture of Spider-Man, my favorite superhero? I said, hey, you want to draw me a picture of Spider-Man? I'll frame it and I'll hang it up. And I said, don't forget to sign it since it's your creation.
yeah,
And he said, really? I'm like, yeah. Like you're a great artist, and like I'm really interested in this. Like I want a piece of your artwork. I said I'll pay you for it, and he seemed really into it. And then the next day, he said he was working on it. He said, "Hey, look, I'm working on your drawing." I'm like, "Sweet, man." Because he said, like, "Is there a specific picture that you want?" I'm like, "No, I just want like you pick. I trust your judgment."
we do it right.
Exactly. And it's just like something as small as that can make someone's day. Meanwhile, like a couple days before, he was saying that so and so is making fun of him. So it's just like some of these stories, I mean, you can't make them up, but it's how can you make someone's life better by being more than just present, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Students know when someone's faking it and when someone is sincere.
They could read you like a book.
They can read you. They read you. And that's why I always tell students to be yourself because guess what? I'm going to be me. Sometimes I'm a fool. Sometimes I can be serious. Sometimes you never know. But I'm just going to be me. So please be yourself. That's the only way we can really get to know each other.
And build that connection. But at the same time, I was also told this week that I look scary. And I'm like, like part of me was like, darn, like that sucks. Then the other part of me was like,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, man, I'm intimidating. Let's go.
That looks scary.
I have an RBF, man. I get it. Like, hey, I want to look intimidating so kids, do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, especially, we have like 60 kids wrestling,
It's more than me. We got like 40 something,
40 something.
something like that. You have
Yeah.
60?
No, I said you have 60.
Oh, yeah. No, historically we've had 60. I don't know. We have a lot of kids that just, it's funny. There's actually a lot of kids thinking that's too hard.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's why,
that's a societal thing too. I just feel like, is that just a thing now? Like kids don't want to do things because it's too hard, especially like a sport.
I mean, that's one thing that I definitely addressed the first open mat was guess what? I don't have 100 kids trying out for basketball for 15 spots. I don't have 200 people running going out for track. But you look in this wrestling room, it's going to be about 40 kids. You know why? Because this sport is hard. This sport will challenge you mentally and physically. And me as a coach, my job is to make sure you're prepared both ways, especially mentally. So my goal is to make whatever practice as challenging, very disciplined. That's everything you're going to need to get through a match. When everything's not going your way, that last 5 seconds of the match, you need escape. You need that mentality
And run
to
around the
say,
mat.
I can get out of this. I can do it. I need 1 point. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
get one
that's
point.
that's the great thing with this, like it's the game of life. If you can wrestle, if you can play football, if you can accomplish the unimaginable, just imagine what you can accomplish when life throws curveballs at you. And it's like I'm a man of faith, so that's really important to me. If I'm having a rough time, Sundays are my day to recharge, reconnect, and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
And I know it's not everyone's thing. Again, I don't judge anyone, but for someone to find that thing that gives them their inner strength and their purpose, like that's something I'm always in favor for. And I mean, you think of wrestling, like I mean, I just told you I have tons of kids from football who just I had how many kids I have in football? I had 60 and I asked every single one I promoted all year. Hardcore recruiting pitches. Like, hey, you want to be the best football player? Come wrestle. It's kind of like the Uncle Sam type of pictures.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then they're like, no, I hear it's really hard. I hear there's a lot of conditioning. I hear this, I hear that. And I'm just like, you could
You're
hear a
right.
lot of things. It will be hard. And that's the
Yep,
first thing I said to these kids and the parents. I said, your child will be sore. They will say they are hurting, but that is completely normal. Now, if
yep.
something looks funky, like an arm is twisted backwards, then you need
That's
some
different.
attention. Oh, that makes me think of when that makes me think of the
Night,
one
whatever. The
the,
one meet I didn't go to.
the one meet, and I texted you. I said, "Hey, Rob, I'm in an ambulance on the way to the hospital with one of our wrestlers right now." He's like, "I leave you for one meet." And then boom, this kid's arm was totally twisted a weird way.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. You're like, what? I can't, like you couldn't believe it.
But even before I said, Alex, whatever you do, don't get anybody hurt. Don't get anyone injured. But you should be fine.
Yeah, we have a good group. Everything will be all right. And then later that night, we're an hour away too. It's not like we were just down the street. We're an hour away, and I had to talk to the parents. Be like, hey, I need you guys to come down here. Like, all right, it's gonna take us like an hour and a half. I'm like, oh gosh.
Niche. Yeah.
Uh,
Niche. Yeah.
but I mean, again, something like that could be a gruesome experience for someone. If you're a kid and you've never hurt anything in your life, heck, you've never even played a sport before, and you twist your arm, making it look like a, twisted pretzel,
Yeah.
that it's gonna freak you out. And you're gonna be like, there's no way I can return to sports. And that's just the downhill slope from there.
Yeah.
So
It's
just the smallest thing can make someone go down a different road.
right. He could have took a different path, but guess what? He came back the following season.
And he was a beast.
He came back. He sure did. He sure did.
But
And
you think of all those moments where it's like you have an individual who it's almost like they get pushed away. Not like literally, but like figuratively. Things just keep happening where it's like, oh, I guess this isn't meant for me.
yeah,
I mean, they're not quitters. I won't call them a quitter, but you could say like it's rising to the challenge, you know? I mean, I
yeah.
told you like that's like
How do we relate that back to suicide ideations?
easy. Rising to a challenge. Rising to a challenge. Life is full of challenges. And suicidal ideation, I'm not going to say it's giving up, but I will
It's not
say
giving up. Definitely
it's
not giving up.
it's not. But it's exactly what that is. It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Right.
It's a challenge that you are more than capable of overcoming.
Right. And we have to try to help show them a path that guess what you can't overcome what you're what you're feeling, what you're doing. Will it happen overnight? No. However, with the steps in, you can eventually succeed. I always go back to this one person, and she is really I'm really proud of her and what she's done with her life. And many times she sat across from me in my office, jokingly this that I'm not eating, I just killed myself today or whatever. Um, but now she has really encouraged me to, hey, if this person can make it through, I know I can because she's a boss. She's a boss.
Well, but the thing is too, you're not going to have someone walk up to you and say like, and it can, I mean, someone can do this, and I'm sure it's happened many times, but the average person who is considering taking their own life won't just walk in one day out of the blue and be like, I'm going to kill myself, like right away. Like I just feel like more so than not, you're going to find individuals who are not so, outspoken about it, where it's
Yeah,
as coaches or just as people in society, we have to recognize those types of signs
yeah,
and we have to
identify
say
it.
something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Another former student, she moved up near Chicago. She she recognized what she was going through. She went and told the school nurse. Unfortunately, they had to you know take her to the hospital, but she got out a couple of nights ago. She gave me a call today, so it's important that she recognized she talked with someone. They got her help, the help that she needed at the moment, in that moment. Now, now she got over that hump. Is she completely cured, or is she? No, no. She still has those thoughts, but she knows what she can do. She
She
knows what she
manages
needs
it.
to do to find help.
She manages it. She's
Yes.
become a better self advocate.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something everyone can learn, regardless of their age, regardless of their background, is just learn to advocate for yourself. Because nobody knows what you need besides you. And
So
you're not, I mean, it's also important for people to know that whatever's going through their brains, you're not weird for it. It's not necessarily bad. It's just a challenge, and challenges are a part of life.
yeah,
How can you overcome the adversity?
yeah. What I want to propose while we're here live
Oh boy.
is I want to bring on a guest. I spoke to this person and they're willing to, come on, ExpandAbilities Meets and meet with us and talk about some of their challenges that they've been through.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
For now or the next one?
Just how you feel about it in general, anyone coming in.
I absolutely want that.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that's something that we discussed for the future of expandabilities meets as well,
Yeah.
is having individuals come on here to share their stories and to talk with them and kind of give everyone their take, and
Yeah.
I think besides just us, because I think people can get sick of us, right?
Yeah.
Or no, I
Yeah.
mean, we're just too much fun, right?
Of course we are. As long as we stay consistent, we'll be fine.
As long as you don't leave me to go to a wrestling meet alone, we're good.
Yeah,
No ambulance
absolutely.
rides.
Nope.
But yeah,
Well,
absolutely. And that's something we're going to plan for in the future for sure. And so if you guys out there listening have any insight regarding some of our discussions, please shoot us an email, shoot us a
feel free to
message.
share. Feel
Yeah,
free to share.
we'll bring you on and we will discuss it together. As you can tell, this is a pretty casual conversation. So, but we also want to, attack some of these issues that aren't really talked about on a day-to-day basis. So, um, yeah, our next episode, we are going to cover another big one, autism spectrum disorder. Uh, I'm passionate about it. I love learning about it. So I'm really looking forward to it. But something to keep your mind, Rob, to think about, but also our listeners is suicide is a huge deal. Suicidal ideation. If someone says anything about it, take it seriously, even if they're just joking around. And
Right.
remind them that this is not something to joke around about.
And what's the big
Um,
number? What's that number they can call?
the suicide hotline. If you just
Yeah.
search the suicide hotline, it'll give you it right
Nine.
away in big bold
I believe
letters.
it's 988, I believe.
988. Um, but guys, the suicide is the second leading cause of death for individuals 15 to 35 years old. So that is way too high. And it makes me really sad to think about that many individuals are just so done. And it's hard for them to speak up. It's hard for them to say something. So we have to put it on ourselves to be there for them and give them that support that they need. Um, so if you know anyone who is going through similar thoughts, challenges, or considering taking their own life, please reach out, not to us, but to the suicide hotline. And if you guys ever have a story to tell of your own, we welcome that with open arms. We want to hear your guys' stories.
Yeah, for sure. And make sure you have a trusted adult in your life. Reach out, try to find that person.
It could be anybody, friend, uncle, cousin, aunt, parent, you name it. It could be me and Rob. But
All right.
absolutely, we are here for you guys. So, Rob, is there anything else that we should add on this episode?
No, hey, just keep being you.
Always,
Only you can be you.
no one knows you better than yourself.
That's right.
Well, we really appreciate you joining in today. We can't wait to continue this. Um, and it's great to be back. So I'm Alex,
I'm Robert.
and this is Expandabilities Meets. See you guys next time.
See ya.